We're up to episode 10 of Spoon Stuff Stories, the show Mrs. Sick animates and that I narrate. I think it's pretty good. You should check it out.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Jonathan Whitcomb.
Thank you for having me, Johnny W. I'm excited to find out what we will be discussing today. I think I saw a picture of a pterosaur on your thumbnail or something, so I'm hoping it's about awesome extinct critters, something like that. Love that stuff.
This channel that we're on is after my name, Jonathan Whitcomb.
That's unbelievable. You named your own channel after yourself. Why, that's the most self-indulgent thing I have ever heard, and obviously makes you a bad person or something. And this sentence is not just me being incredibly obviously sarcastic, because it's not like we couldn't have worked that out for ourselves, John.
The title of this video is Pterosaur Sightings Worldwide.
Uh-oh, didn't read the title. Just saw the picture and assumed. Oh, God, this is one of those ancient flyboys, I'm still alive kind of videos, isn't it? Okay, it's fine. I'm sure it won't be that silly. Apart from, he does think that his audience couldn't figure out. Oh, God, this is going to be really bad, isn't it? Shit.
Now, I need to explain some of my history here. I went on an expedition in 2004. There were two expeditions actually in that year on Umboy Island, Papua New Guinea, as we were searching for the Ropen, that remote tropical island.
Oh, cool. You've been on expeditions. I'm assuming to find the Flynosaurs. So, what did you bring back for me? A live specimen? Nah, that would be pretty hard. A sample from said live boy? Video of one of them flying about? Hey, a fresh corpse would do. Preferably of the wing guy, but honestly, I'll take what I'm given. As long as they're a humans. At least that shows some dedication. But if you come back with nothing, I am going to be upset. But also completely unsurprised.
And at that time, my associates and I kind of thought of pterosaurs as being
not real, at least not alive at this point in history, because I think we might have noticed giant half bat, I don't know, what's a big beaked bird? Like a pelican? And hey, I think we would have noticed smaller ones, but you guys are all about the big ones, because what's the fun in finding something that could actually be semi-believable? Like seriously, if there was some micro version kicking about, I could buy that being a bit more possible, but it's always the massive ones with you guys, because they are the exciting ones, because you are basically children.
Modern pterosaurs as being mainly in Papua New Guinea, that part of the world, the Southwest Pacific.
Modern pterosaurs. That is a phrase I never expected to hear uttered, ever, and least of all by someone who by all metrics appears to be a fully developed adult. And yet, there it is. Like I said, children-brained these people are. No, you know what? That's unfair. Kids know that they're extinct. You have no pigging excuse.
Well, we were greatly surprised later, after a period of years, when we found that this type of flying creature is actually found all over the world.
Oh, no, there isn't a day that goes past when I don't step outside and whomp, a giant friggin' leathery bird bastard snatches up one of my kids, and then I have to throw my sword at it like a badass, chopping it clean in two. And then the kid's covered in blood, and worst of all, my precious baby sword is covered in bloody viscera. So I have to clean it, and the kid, if there's time, I guess. It's my whole afternoon ruined. In all seriousness, though, that whole bit that you just did, that is comedy gold, my dude. You were surprised to find out that they're everywhere. Yeah, us too. Especially as, they're nowhere to be seen. Stunning.
And my wife keeps reminding me why I didn't need to spend all those thousands of dollars traveling there. They're in the United States.
No, dude, that's not what she meant. She said it was a waste of money because you're looking for ancient monsters that simply don't exist. She would have been just as upset if you had gone looking for dragons or frickin' unicorns. Although you probably are right with you saying, it's okay, honey, they're actually just down the road. That will have only made things worse. Poor woman.
They're just nocturnal and uncommon, if not rare.
They're just nocturnal. And common, but for some reason we have found literally zero evidence of them knocking about. I mean, do bear in mind, we have bird spotters and other types of folks who I am sure pootle about at night and would have a bit of gear that would allow them to clearly see in the dark and record footage, etc. But for some unknown reason, these big lads, they just get all shy when someone might capture evidence of them. It's weird, right? Almost like they don't exist nowadays or something.
But we'll talk a little bit about some sightings worldwide and what most of these creatures are.
Sightings worldwide. Sightings. Not pictures, not videos, not remains, whether those be some kind of nest or literal crap, or even bodies and skelly boys. Sightings. You know, from humans, those people who are notoriously bad for seeing what they want to see and having absolutely piss-poor memories. Well, I'm sold. Tell me all about it. I am sure I will only be made more convinced.
Feel free to contact me here and communicate by email.
I decided to cover that up because I know that some of you are assholes, but I also know you are probably quite lazy, so you'll have to actually put some effort in to annoy the poor fool. And I know you ain't about that doing shit life, but I am sure if you really wanted to, you could figure it out. Just be nice. And I mean nicer than me, which is basically Gandhi levels of nice, as I am the world's loveliest face in all of the internet. And yes, I am aware that Gandhi was a bit of a prick. That's the joke.
The first contact you'll get on this particular URL will be a form, a very simple form. It's easy to fill out and no obligation.
Okay, I'll check it out and... Wait, what the hell, man? You didn't even leave a link to that in your description. Just a picture of the address. Nah, mate. I'm sure your form is just a bunch of asinine or at best tedious BS that no one would want to ever fill in anyway. But seriously, link your shit. Don't just put a pissing URL on screen. That's disgusting, my dude. No, you know what? In fact, I'm so mad, I'm actually going to type it in just so I can tell you... Oh, for the love of fuck!
After that, then I'll be able to communicate by email, but I don't want to put out my email all over the world where all kinds of problems will come about from that.
Wouldn't worry about it. Literally, no one's going to be able to contact you anyway, you incompetent boob. Not like they can contact me over on Twitter, where I spend an inordinate amount of time making bad jokes and mocking various silly comments. Come say hi. No, I'm not going onto Discord for the last time.
The sketch here, for many of you already know about this, in 1971, Eskin Kun was a U.S. Marine in Cuba. He drew this sketch.
Okay, someone drew a picture 50 years ago. Such evidence, much proof. Wow. And it's weird that apparently the 80 zillion other Marines around him didn't see it. And didn't you say they were nocturnal? So the fact that he has done such a detailed sketch only raises yet more questions. I think that somehow, and this might be a wild idea, but maybe he was just full of shit and he drew a copy of something from a textbook and just said he saw it there? Or perhaps he did think he saw something, looked it up, decided it was a pterosaur, and boom, suddenly it is, even though it wasn't. More plausible than them actually existing, if I'm honest.
Just minutes after his sighting in clear daylight at close range in the...
That's totally contradictory to what you said a minute ago, obviously, but whatever. Sure, he drew the Flappysaurus, again, in incredible detail somehow, even though it's probably shy as frick, and where exactly was he? Did he wander off from his troop? I just have so many questions that I am sure have extremely unsatisfying answers.
Two flying creatures, he called them pterodactyls. I call them ropens, my associates and I.
Ropens? What? Is that a real thing? Please tell me that's not actually a... Oh, god damn it, it's a real thing. Well, it's a cryptid, aka mythological creature, aka total bullshit. I think we need to get this over to Hans Wormhat, since they are actually legit fake creatures. Although watch him flip that and say these are actually totally real because reasons. But yeah, what does roping even mean? Roping your brain up to silly ideas? Yeah, that's probably it.
Consider this kind of modern pterosaur roping.
Roping to interpretation. Roping me up into concepts that you really should know better not to get roping into. Roping the door. I need to get away from this giant monster. It's taken one of the kids already, and now it's after me. Hoping that secretly you aren't actually being serious. This is fun.
And we'll talk a little bit about that, but he saw them flying at relatively low altitude, so he was close to them.
Oh, right, of course, they fly really low. That's why we haven't seen them, except wouldn't that make them easier to see? I mean, if they flew really high into the air so we didn't have such a good opportunity to figure out what they are and just think that they're a normal flying fella just really far away, but then we would have seen them with like binoculars and shit eventually. You know, I'm starting to think that whatever lame excuse we come up with for the fact that no one has any actual hard proof for this is just going to be dismissed as bullshit. Because it is.
Probably not too far above the shoreline of the beach there.
Yeah, the shoreline. As in, sure, there are definitely feckin' pterodactyls in Papua New Guinea. And just about everywhere else on Earth. We just aren't looking hard enough for them. Here, let me spend thousands of dollars to go find them. I am definitely not slipping into a spiral of sunk cost fallacy. No, I didn't waste thousands on a literally impossible dream. And it's a good thing that my wife is leaving me for Derek. That gives me time to focus on the more important things. Pterodactyl leather and the empire I shall build from it.
Ropens have long tails. Well, what does that mean?
What does them having long tails mean? I don't know. That they exist? That they don't? I don't think it means anything, mate, if I'm being completely honest. Like, let's just say that they are kicking about for 1 minute. It means they have long tails. That's it. I don't know what you want from me. Honestly, sometimes I feel like I'm talking to myself.
I believe my associates and I think generally the same way as I do on this.
I've got to ask about these associates that you have that just so happen to agree with you on apparently absolutely G-damned everything. Are they real? Because I have a funny feeling that they're not and you're just emailing yourself from different addresses so that you can feel popular and among the cool kids. Just a guess.
These flying creatures, which are mainly nocturnal and fairly uncommon but spread out all over the world.
Still ain't buying that shit, mate. Like, are they all the same? Because that's going to make it seem even less likely. You know, evolution is a thing, right? They would adapt to their environments, so you would end up with very distinct subspecies. But I bet, for some reason, they all look exactly the same as the one your boy there drew 1,000,000 years ago. I don't know. It's a funny little feeling, like you all don't actually have an original thought in your head and are just sharing monster stories with each other around the proverbial campfire, and then taking it way too far.
They're a form of what people call pterodactyl, but if you consider them descended from some type of ramfrink or pterosaur.
Did you say Ramfrink or Anne Frank? Because if it turned out she was some kind of Triassic/Cretaceous period monster, that would bring a whole heap of new context to that diary of hers. Although I imagine it wouldn't be quite as well written. Squaw! 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 Still, deeply moving, I must say.
And then there was a long-tailed kind of pterosaur. Scientists don't generally use the word pterodactyl for the general idea, but anyway.
Wait, did you say scientists generally use pterodactyl? Because I frickin' hope not. Laymen use pterodactyl for all of them, because that's the one they know. That's the Hollywood famous one. No, scientists use whatever one is accurate to the type it is. Obviously, they're the ones who figured it all out. I do wonder if they use the term ropen. I'm guessing no. Of course not.
So this is a sketch here drawn by...
Okay, I gotta say, maybe I'm just a talentless piece of shit. Okay, I am a talentless piece of shit. But these people, are they always these masters of doing anatomical drawings? I don't know. Feel like the likelihood that they would have seen it and been a talented arter seems pretty low and lends credence to the idea that they're just making this shit up to mess with people. Anyway, just to show they aren't the only ones who are talented drawers, I present mine. Is it good? I literally won't have drawn it until after I record this script, so I'm going to assume it's amazing. You lucky people.
Patty Carson, she had her sighting about 1965, the same part of Cuba where Eskin Kun, the U.S. Marine, had his sighting.
Does that not lead you to believe, again, in an age where cameras, whilst not quite as ubiquitous as they are today, were around and only sightings and drawings were done? If it's all in the same area, then people are just going to go there, say, yeah, totes saw it, bro, and then sail off into infamy, whilst gullible dipwits like you spend their life savings going on overpriced sightseeing tours in the guise of scientific discovery. Shit, you know what? That's actually a good plan. I heard there's a monster roaming around just outside a whiskey factory. Guys, you should all just pay for me to go check it out. Don't forget to give me whiskey money too, just in case I don't find anything and I feel the need to get drunk. Yeah, that's it.
It's the same species, I have no doubt.
I am sure you have no doubt. No doubt that you have spent many years of your life wasting yours and everyone around you's time. But you can't let them know, so you have to double and triple down, lest you admit that you were wrong and prove yourself the fool you already know that you are. Couldn't have that, could you now?
Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstaff Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos, and she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the...